follow me, follow me, follow me, yeah, follow me. We're hoping to see the day that our people can all relate. We must keep striving to achieve the peak. If we just keep believing, we shall all be free. Follow me. Why don't you follow me to a place where we'll all be free? Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Yeah. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Yeah. Follow me.
I want to teach us a song. Is that all right? I want to talk about God's love for us and how His love is unconditional. And how His love is unconditional and it brings favor. Hallelujah. Anybody glad for God's love? No greater love than this, that a man will lay down his life for his friends. Listen, let me teach you this. Listen. Your love is favor. We feel it, favor. Your love is favor. We feel it, favor. Next part, this is what you want to say. Listen. Favor. We feel it, favor. We feel its favor. Come on, sing it with us. Your love
is favor.
We feel it.
We feel it, favor.
Unconditional.
Your love is favor.
We feel it.
We feel it, favor.
Come on, sing it from your heart. Tell it. Your
love is favor.
Ooh, we feel it.
We feel it, favor.
Thank you, Lord.
Your love is favor.
We feel it.
We feel it, favor.
Come on, next part. Everybody to the right. Let's go.
We feel it, favor.
Yes. Come on.
We feel it, favor.
Take it back to the top. Come on. Your
love is favor.
Hallelujah. We feel it.
We feel it, favor.
No greater love than this great love. Come on.
Your love is favor.
Your love for me.
We feel it, favor.
Come on, let's go out. Everybody. Say yeah, yeah.
We feel it, favor.
How we receive it by faith tonight. Come on. Hey. Here we go. 1, 2.
He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive.
Say it again.
We feel He's alive.
Yes, he is.
He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's
He
alive.
rose for you.
He's alive.
If
He's
you don't
alive.
know, he's been lifted up. He lives on
We are live. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Reset Takeover. We're talking about resetting with healthy habits, and we have an amazing panel on the screen for you all this afternoon, and I cannot wait for us to dive into this conversation. But first, I must encourage you to share, to tag someone, because this conversation is going to be that good that you don't want them to miss out on it. Hello, everyone. My name is Precious Whitener. I am the president of Queen of Resilience, and I will be your moderator today. And again, I'm super excited for this conversation. We have been talking all month about resetting because sometimes it's important for us to pause, to recalibrate, to get still and figure out what adjustments and shifts do we need to make in our lives. And so I'm so excited again for this amazing panel because we're talking about resetting with healthy habits. I am going to allow them to go ahead and introduce themselves. So I will call on them one by one. Up on my screen first, I have Dr. Hooks Anderson. If you could please go ahead and introduce yourselves, tell the audience who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Denise Hooks Anderson. I am an associate professor of family and community medicine at St. Louis University's School of Medicine. I am also the interim assistant dean of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm very grateful to spend this afternoon with you today.
Thank you for being here, Dr. Hooks. Also, we have Dr. Dominic Stewart.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello.
I'm Dr. Dominique Stewart. I'm a chiropractor with Proficient Chiropractic, and I also focus on with the focus on pediatric and also pregnancy within the office.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dominic. We have Dr. Holland Harmon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Holland Harmon. I am a pharmacist. I work for the Illinois Department of Public Health currently and on the infectious disease team. And I'm just grateful to be a part of the conversation today. Excited to be here and grateful to be thought about.
Aw,
Thanks for having me.
thank you for being here. And last but certainly not least is Dr. Dr. Shavetta Williams. Forgive me, Shavetta Williams.
It is okay. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Shavetta Williams, and I've been a nurse for 20 years, and I work for the VA where I'm a chief nursing officer.
Beautiful. So as you all see, we have a diverse group of women here on this screen, and this panel is going to be lit. So I'm super excited. This first question actually is for all of you. We're having this conversation about resetting with healthy habits. Why do we even need to have this conversation? You can talk through the lens of your profession, or you can just talk at large. Why do we even need to have the conversation around resetting with healthy habits? And whoever want to go first, you can just kind of lift your hand and we'll go from there.
I guess I'm happy to start.
All right.
Dr. Anderson, and then, Dr. Hooks, then we'll go to you, Stuart, okay?
You know, it's always been something that probably most people put on the back burner. We're so busy taking care of others, particularly women. Women who are nurturers and caregivers forever put themselves on the back burner. And what we can see during this pandemic is just added more stressors. The stressors of childcare, the stressors of your job, the stressors of the virus. So all of these things have, caused us more stress. And so now is a perfect time for us to refocus and to put our priorities in order. And that priority should be putting yourself first, and developing a healthy lifestyle, not something that's quick and easy, but a healthy lifestyle that's going to last you a long time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Hooks Anderson. All right, Dr. Stewart, your turn.
So one reason why we need to take care of our body, especially just experiencing after this year, we found ourselves in the high risk factor when it comes to the acceptability of this virus. So it's more important than ever to make sure we are taking care of our bodies the best way we can, especially dealing with the stress levels that we deal with. Just kind of piggybacking off her. And we actually deal with 3 different types of stresses. So, of course, the one stress that we know about is emotional stress. But we also deal with physical stress from our daily activities that we do daily. And then also chemical stress by the things we're putting into our bodies. So your body, and so you need to make sure your body is in a state of homeostasis, which is balance, to make sure it's able to fight off whatever comes at it environmentally. So it's more important than ever that we put our health first, otherwise it will make itself first if we don't. So we definitely need to take care of our bodies the best way we can because we only have one. So we need to do the best we can.
Woo! Really good. Ladies, I told y'all they was coming with the heat. ah, Shavetta or Holland, do y'all have any addition? Okay, Holland, go ahead.
I'll go. Basically piggybacking off what these two wonderful ladies just said. I think most importantly, the fact that we have all survived nearly 2 years in the global pandemic is reason enough for a reset. All of us have faced physical, emotional, mental health challenges in some capacity throughout this. I would imagine. I know personally, my son and I have gained the quarantine 15. And I think it's absolutely amazing that we're having this conversation at the top of the fourth quarter because normally we aren't having these kind of conversations until the beginning of the year when we think that this magical clock is going to strike 12 and then all these resolutions will just magically go into effect and make us a healthier people. But I think a reset is something that is a constant. Unfortunately, it's not just a one-time push button and we're just back on track for life. It's a constant thing that we are striving towards daily. And I think that keeping that as a focal point is crucial to our health as a whole. I'm a very spiritual person, so I think a reset is basically a restoration, a strengthening, a rebuild in some way. So I think that now more than ever, we're all in need of that in some way.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Shavetta, do you have
Yes.
any additional thoughts you want to add to what's been shared?
I think everyone is definitely on point, and I can say thank you for touching on it spiritually, because one of the things is God wants us to take care of ourselves and to take care of our body, and that's inside and out. And sometimes we focus on the outward appearance and how that can affect us, like with our self-esteem and things like that. But there's so many things with being healthy and taking care of ourselves because we really need to be healthy from the inside and out. So I think this is the perfect time.
Oh, this is beautiful. Are y'all ready for them? I don't think y'all ready. We kind of hit on why the habits we choose are important. And we hear in spiritual, we hear in our bodies, we hear in because we're in this global pandemic. But let's talk about habits and what kind of habits have we created that really are not beneficial to us and how we need to pivot to start implementing things that really are beneficial to our overall health. And we talk about health, we talk about mental, spiritual, on all layers and levels. So what habits should we be choosing? Why are they even important and which ones should we choose? So Dr. Anderson, I'm gonna go to you first, and then I'll call on another person. So go ahead, Dr. Anderson.
Well, one is not fueling our body with the appropriate ingredients. And so all of us should be eating 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. But when I talk to my patients, they're picking things up from McDonald's and Burger King and all of these places because it's fast, it's easy. But those type of foods are not things that will sustain you. and will catch up with you. Those foods are high in fat, they're high in salt, and they're not the ingredients that you need for your body. So not putting the right fuel in our bodies, not getting enough sleep. You hear people say, oh, I can survive on 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Well, actually, you can't. You think that you are, but you are not. So you're not fueling your body with the rest that it needs. I would also say that another unhealthy habit is allowing people to be in your personal space. Not everybody needs to be in your circle. And, there are times in our lives that certain people need to exit the circle. They're just not good for us. They're not good for our mental well being. And it's okay to tell them, you know what, at this stage in my life, I can't have you in this circle because you're bringing my happiness, my joy. You're taking it away, and you should never allow someone to do that. So the fuel that you put in your body, the type of rest that you're getting, and the people with whom you associate. Sometimes you need to just kind of remove them from your circle.
Wow, that is so good. And I don't think so. I don't think we equate people being a habit we need to break from our lives that's not contributing to our ability to be successful mentally. Like many people wouldn't say that. So I appreciate you for taking a stab at that one because that was really good. Like you're not fitting in this space. I'm not growing with you here. That's really
Mhm.
good. All right, y'all. Well, I have enjoyed this conversation. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Everybody's like, what? It's over. No, I'm kidding. It was just that good. Dr. Holland, could you chime in and add a little bit more to that conversation around the habits that we've chosen and why do we need to take another look at what habits we really have in place in our lives right now? Oh, I think she's frozen. Shavetta, you can chime in.
Okay, well, I can definitely say for me personally, um, and being a supervisor, I always tell people that they need to have a healthy work-life balance, and I try to push them towards it. But I can say that I'm very bad at that because I do work long hours, um, and when you're there, and I'll just be because we're being transparent. I can go in at 7:30 in the morning, and I may still be there at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So it's a lot of hours, and so my dear sister has already hit on sleep because I don't get the sleep and the rest that I actually need, that we really need in order to recharge our bodies. And then also with that is our eating habits as we're at work, or you can even be at home working telework because I do some of those on those days and may not have the best choices even in my house. And then I travel too. So then it's eating out. So it's not always picking the best foods, especially when you're on the go, and it's easier to go through a drive-through. And what we see when we go there is, the healthier foods like the salads and things are much higher than buying the $3 bundle or the dollar menu. So I think for me, it's a time to really take a step back, and really look at how you can balance, because I think that that's really important because you can do more of you can be unbalanced, and it affects you in so many different ways, not just in your physical health, because it does take a toll there with the stressors, because sometimes you can have panic attacks, stress, and it can lead to other things because it impacts us physically. But I also think that it impacts us emotionally and mentally as well. So it's important to start those habits. And I remember when I did better, which I'm going back to. But when I used to walk and jog, my stress level was down because it's just taking that time, and it becomes, once you do things, especially 30 days in a row, it becomes that habit. And when you miss it, you actually really miss it, and you incorporate it into what your routine is. So it's important to have healthy habits and get rid of the bad habits, because I have bad habits.
Not a problem. Welcome back, Dr. Holland. Are you there? Could you wave to us to let us know that you're there? It still looks frozen. It looks frozen. It's okay. Well, this next question is industry specific. I want you to speak to a healthy. I know we talked collectively about healthy habits from sleep, eating, or we put in our body, the company we keep. But through your industry, like from a chiropractor's vantage point, from a pharmacist's vantage point, from a nurse, right? What is a healthy habit through your lens? Like, or in that industry, what would you consider a healthy habit, or one that you talk to your patients or clients about the most that you see? I know you talked about fast food, Dr. Anderson, but what are some healthy habits through the lens of your role or industry that the people should be encouraged to know that they should implement?
Well, I'm forever preaching exercise. Um, I take care of a lot of African American women, and they're always telling me that they don't have time. Oh, I just don't have time, with my job and the kids. I'm going to school, and they give me all of that. And I try to break down their schedule because, believe it or not, we probably do have time. And we waste a lot of time like playing on social media, watching a mindless show on television. So when we talk about exercise, people think that they have to go spend $150 on a workout outfit and then be a member of a gym. There's so many different free apps available now that you can download, like 7-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts. And I know you have 7 to 10 minutes. And so
Yes.
I just try to get them to see that the time that they waste on maybe getting their nails done. Like you spend an hour in the nail shop getting your nails and toenails done, or you go get your hair braided for like 8 hours. So you think about the things that we do that, as I think it was the nurse that mentioned, on the outside, the things that we try to make ourselves look beautiful, that we spend that time on the outside when we're not nurturing the inside. And that
Mm,
exercising and the good food, I mean, that's going to build your inside. And so
yeah.
the exercise is going to help with stress. The exercise is going to help keep your weight down. So again, we have to, again, just prioritize. Exercise is one of them. Like when I go days without exercising, I'm irritable. I have headaches. I'm tired, and I can't function. So exercise is vital. I mean, it should be one of those things. Did you wake up today? Well, if you woke up today, you need to get some kind of movement in your body. It could be dancing. It could be dancing in your house. It could be hula hooping. You do not have to go to a gym. You don't have to run a marathon. There's so many different things that you can do in your home to get some type of activity. And I feel like that if you breathe, you should exercise.
Yes. Put that in the comment section. If I breathe, I should exercise. And I
Mhm.
also need y'all to affirm with me. I have 7 to 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I have 7 to 10 minutes. You don't have time to not have time. Okay? Woo, that was good. I wrote that down too. Mental note. I'm guilty of the I'm too busy, but I make myself busy. You get what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Yes, come on. I have 7 to 10 minutes. That's right. All right, Dr. Dominic, from the lens of a chiropractor, healthy habits, talk to us about those. Yep,
So
we can hear
one
you.
thing I talk to a lot of my practitioners about, since we're a wellness practice. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear me?
No, you're
Okay.
good. You're good. You're good.
So one thing I do talk to my practitioners about. I'm good. All right. Wellness, and just not more so on, of course, our system health, but all factors when it comes to nutrition and also physical health. So our body create symptoms because of what's going on, or what's going on in this environment. So if you're not moving your body enough, things stiffen up, things start to ache. You're not moving as well as you need to. So that's definitely a sign that you need to move. or your stomach hurts, or you having headaches. What are the things you're eating? How much sleep are you getting? What position were you in when you were doing these things? Those things matter. So creating healthier habits when it comes to if we're sitting down for a long period of time, breaking up every few minutes just to move your hips around, just to kind of break up that monotony of sitting still. It makes a world of a difference. So it's and even down to going towards fast food places. There's different options that you can have to make sure you're staying on track. I think a lot of times people focus on too much of the enjoyment of the foods that we're eating, or the way we're relaxing, instead of focusing on what do I need to make sure I'm healthy, what do I need to put into my body for health. If more people will focus on, okay, I need to focus on health and just a little bit of time on the enjoyment, because we need enjoyment every once in a while. I like my margaritas like everybody else, but I don't need them every day. So it's more so changing your mindset when it comes to these things. And making
Beautiful.
sure you're doing what you need to do possible to make sure your body is functioning at its most optimum. And that's moving your body the way it needs to. If things are aching, probably seeing a chiropractor to make sure your joints are moving as smoothly as it should. And then also making sure you're putting the right things into your body so your body can continue to function and thrive for you the way you need to.
Yes. All right, y'all heard it. You don't got time to be stiff. If you are stiff, you need to stretch. Stretch, get them moving. If you can breathe, you should exercise. Do y'all see this
Yes,
sentence
ma'am.
that's being created today on this panel? This is why they here. All right, Holland, through your industry lens, what are the healthy habits? What habits should people start putting in place from your lens?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as a pharmacist, our main role is usually within the profession of health to provide or promote that better clinical outcomes. So typically this involves like creating or maintaining some type of drug regimen that's individualized to a person's health or pre-existing medical conditions. But we all know that the key to health is preventative health, which does not involve any medicines at all. So typically my patients will come to me and they'll be like, well, I don't want to be on medicine. I don't want to take a pill every day. It's simple. It's in most cases, it could be a very simple fix. And usually our first step in almost all pre-existing health conditions, pre-diabetes, hypertension, obesity, smoking cessation, behavioral health, asthma, cancer. Usually the very first step that we always tell our patients is to make lifestyle modifications. And this basically entails everything that these beautiful women have been speaking to you guys about. It goes from changing your diet, taking 7 to 10 minutes out to exercise daily. Like Dr. Hook said, we do not have time to not have time. Like as minorities already, we have to be intentional with our health because we are already first of all disadvantaged in the health care system and disadvantaged with health disparities. So we have to be more intentional than others would have to. We have to make time to meal prep, even when we don't want to. We rather lay on the couch and watch TV. We just have to because we're already disadvantaged in this healthcare system. So being more intentional, exercising, changing our diet, just getting moving. If you want to watch TV, do some curl ups, some push ups, or something while you're watching TV. You just have to get moving. 15 to 20 minutes a day usually is what I start eating 90-year-old patients on. So if they can move at 90, we can move. So that's my
So somebody probably saying, Holland, how do I get started? Just start. If you want an excuse, you're gonna get one. You're gonna find one. We all can find one. So the thing I hear everyone saying is just get started. Shavetta, do you have any other additions outside of that? Yeah, that's right. Just start.
It is. I think everyone has hit on it, and it just made me just really think. You know, my sister in law starts her morning with her favorite song, which is fast music. And it's usually, I think it's like 7 to 10 minutes. And she's lost some pounds, she's lost inches. And that's her workout. And that's how she actually starts her day, which gives her some energy. And it starts it off where, my gosh, it's not, another day or this is Monday. Another thing is walking during your lunch or walking during those 15-minute breaks instead of going to talk to our coworker about catching up over the weekend, drag them along with you and take that 10 minutes or that 15 minutes, and it's just doing a brisk walk. And so we can start at any little point. And it is, I think that that was a good idea when we're watching TV and things like that, because I thought about, because I have a jump rope downstairs, it's the small things that we can do that will make a huge difference, and those small things will we can build upon that. So I would just encourage everyone. It is just definitely getting moving. And the other thing is, which is huge, is drinking more water, because a lot of times we drink, well, up here it's, we call it pop or soda, and all of the drinks, instead of drinking more water and adding that to what we need to do daily. And it just makes me think about when I used to do case management, making sure we're going to the doctors and getting our labs drawn, because it's really important to know what is our fasting blood sugar. It's good to know what is our cholesterol and what are the things that we need to do to eat in order to lower it, because sometimes we don't think about it. And as always, it's, we need to know what's going on inside of us, because it's things that we can do to try to prevent things such as diabetes and hypertension, um, and even strokes, because if we have all that plaque that's just building up because we don't know what our cholesterol is and what we need to be doing, and if we need to be on medication and such, it has a way of impacting us. And sometimes we look at the here and now because that's what we look at, and we don't think about what the impact will be later on if we're not doing things right, like diabetes, how it impacts the inside that people really don't know. And later in life, you may lose a limb, you may lose eyesight, and all of those things because we never think about how we need to take care of ourselves now that will impact us later.
Hey, Precious, I just wanted to add that the other thing about building healthy habits is that we don't know who's watching us. And so a lot of times our kids, they take their instruction from us. And
Mm,
so if they grow up in a home where um, we're not mirroring good examples of healthy eating,
mhm.
being active, taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Well, that's what they're learning. And so that's the legacy that we're leaving to future generations. And so, in order to break what I call this generational curse in the African American community, as we've stated, you got to start somewhere. And, it's just something simple saying that, no, we are not going to eat that junk tonight.
Yeah, that's good.
We're going to have a salad with some chicken breast on top of it, or we're going to, use the air fryer and roast some cauliflower or
Yeah.
whatever it takes. We have to say we're going to stop this generational curse of uh, these habits that we have, carried on for generations. I'm from the South, and so I love some greens. I love sweet potatoes. I love all those things Southern, but I cannot eat that stuff the way my grandmother used to cook it
Right.
every day. So
Right.
we have to evolve. We have to
Mhm.
evolve. Those same things. Greens, that's a very healthy food, full of calcium, full of iron, full of just all kinds of minerals and vitamins and all these things. But you can't be slapping a big old piece of ham hock in it and filling it with a whole bunch of grease saying, oh, it's healthy. Well, you've kind of messed it up. So we have to make some changes. We have to learn how to saute vegetables. We have
Mhm.
to learn that, again, if we don't show our kids these healthy habits, they're going to continue this legacy and they will have the what our beautiful nurse just talked about. They will have the diabetes, they will have the hypertension, they will have the obesity. So in order for us to stop this generational curse, we have to set these examples.
Yes. Everybody put this in the comment section. I will not rob the next generation. I will not rob them. I will show them the way. That is so powerful. That's so profound. So profound. Go ahead, Dominic. Uh-oh, she's breaking up.
And just to piggyback on hers, because I had to go through my. Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just to kind of piggyback on her, like that's true. Your kids are paying attention to everything that you do. Me personally, I went on my health journey. Recently, I just lost 50 pounds, but during that whole journey, my kids was there with me, taking advantage of every workout I was doing. Every piece of food that I was eating, they were eating along with it. You'll be surprised the food that your kids are seeing you eat, how much they want to eat it too, because it looks good to them. So you have to make sure you're making those changes for them, because they are paying attention. You are setting those stones and those stepping stones for them so they can be healthy. So also, a lot of people don't take advantage of their mornings either when it comes to waking up first thing in the morning and starting off your day right. Yeah, that it sets the tone for the rest of your day. Those 7 to 10 minutes, get up, do your stretching, do some jumping jacks, run around your house, do a couple of blocks. It really sets the tone for your day, and you'll find yourself a lot happier throughout the day, because when you do that, you're setting off your morning's endorphins. So you're putting yourself in a positive mindset. So definitely take advantage of these mornings as best as you can. As soon as you wake up, wash your face, do whatever you need to, but make sure you add that exercise in before you leave that house.
Yes, we really have lost the art of just natural remedies. We want all the artificial happiness, the artificial everything, when in reality, our body is made to make us feel good and happy. We just don't treat it good. So we have got to do much better with how we, take care of our bodies. And
Well,
this,
because we're wonderfully made.
yes,
We started this out with prayer for ourselves,
yeah,
and our bodies are beautiful,
yeah,
wonderfully made. We are God's creation. And I feel like it's an insult to him when
ooh,
we don't take care of it. So he gave it to us, yet we do not
Yeah.
treat it as the Picasso that it is.
wow,
So, that we are unique. There's
wow,
only one of us. So when he made us, the mold went away. So we are just these beautiful beings that I'm like, we cannot just treat any kind of way. I think about the
mm,
ladies with their handbags and their luxury vehicles. We are better than all of those things, yet
yeah,
we treat it very poorly. So we need to treat
mm,
our bodies like
mm,
that luxury item that
mm.
we covet. We need to treat our bodies even better than that.
Yes, come on, affirm that. I refuse to
And
treat
a
my
lot of people
body
don't.
any kind of way.
Yes,
I'm
we have
throwing
to
these
treat our
affirmations
bodies
A
the
up
way
lot
at
of
we
people
want to
people, but
be
I'm
don't realize
treated.
sorry.
that body. I'm as our body is a self-healing being. We have 76 trillion nerves within our body that controls every aspect within our body. So it's able to do whatever you need it to do. You just have to treat it right. It's able to heal you. It's able to get you to where you need to go. Just put the right things that it needs so it can continue to function better. It's important.
Yeah,
God
that's
made
really
it.
good. Yeah. The only time we listen to our bodies is when it's time to listen to it. Woo, y'all helping
Attention,
us out
attention.
today. You all are helping us out. This also leads me into my next question. And Dr. Dr. Hooks Anderson, I'm going to start with you because you made a comment earlier about how when you don't get enough exercise, like you said you were irritable, like you're not in a good space. So let's have this conversation around how healthy habits contributes to our overall health, our mental health, psychological, our entire just period being. Let's talk about that because many people don't realize that sometimes that not taking care of your body is why you not mentally astute, you can't focus, your creative flow isn't there, you're not walking in purpose. So
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna
and everybody has hit on it. Everybody has hit on it. Dr. Stewart talked about it when she talked about those endorphins in your brain. So, you think about depression. So depression is where you have this chemical imbalance in your brain, where you don't have enough serotonin in the brain. So when you exercise, those endorphins that Dr. Stewart talked about are released in your body, and it's almost like your body's natural chemical that it makes you feel happier, gives you more energy. And hey, women, it also helps with your libido. So if you're struggling to say, "Ooh, I just don't, have the libido that I used to have," exercise, exercise, get sleep. Also, the healthy habits are important because if you're not, think about your car. If you put the wrong kind of gas in your car, it's not going to function the way it needs to function. So your body is no different. So if you're not putting the 25 grams of fiber in it, if you're not putting the 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables in it, it is not going to function the way you want it to function. If you're eating a whole bunch of red meat, all of that red meat is just packing up in your colon, putting you at risk for colon cancer, causing inflammatory changes in your body. A lot of people don't realize the more meat you eat, the more inflammation you may have in your body. That is why it's so important to be drinking the water that Ms. Williams talked about, exercising on a regular basis, like Dr. Stewart talked about, so that your joints won't be stiff. Because again, everything that you need to be healthy, you have. So you need to just make sure that you're treating it the way it needs to be treated. So the water, the 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables, the regular exercise, and we talked about starting points, the starting points of the 7 to 10 minutes. Building up to, you need 150 minutes per week is the standard recommendation from the American Heart Association. So that's what you're building up to. You need to try to get that 8 to 9 hours of sleep at night. So that means putting this down, putting it down, turning the TV off, maybe reading a book, doing some meditation before bed. All of these things will kind of help get you ready for the next day so that you can be your full, beautiful, wonderful self. Because a lot of times we're walking around, we're not whole. We're not whole. I mean, we're struggling mentally because we're refusing to deal with whatever issues that are going on. We're tired constantly. We're full of poop because we're not eating the right food, so we're not getting rid of that stuff from our colon. So all of these things are causing us and weighing us down. So again, these healthy habits are important so that you can be fully well.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Shabetta, do you have anything, Dr. Holland? Y'all are on fire. I hear the mandate. I hear it loud and clear. I've implemented a lot. I've changed
It
a lot,
is.
but I hear the mandate
Um,
loud and clear.
I was just saying amen to everything that was just said because it is so very true. And, it just reminds me, that, and well, this is just who we are because God created us and we try to wait, sometimes with Him, I'm going to wait till the right time. Well, it's never a right time. Anytime, I want to say anytime is the right time. People think they have to get a certain point in order to be saved because we never know what tomorrow will bring. So that's why the pastors always tell us to invite and give our life over. It's the same thing even today. I know it's the middle of the day, but even if we hadn't gotten started, today is the day that we can get started.
Ooh, if you
Mhm.
haven't gotten started, today is the day that you can get started. Oh, that's good. Dr. Holland, you got booted out a minute ago. Do you have any additions or you concur?
I do. I do. Can you guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay. So basically piggybacking off what Nurse Shavetta just said, I think what's most important, I think, is because we are all God's favorites, I think we have to remember that every day he shows us grace. And we have to be graceful with ourselves. We can't just expect, we've been living with some of these bad habits for many years. It's not going to just be a light bulb moment. We can't just turn the light on and like, oh my God, I'm this healthy being and I'm going to make all these lifestyle changes. It starts in your mind. Like all you have to do is have a mind and a will. And just like God shows us grace and mercy every single day, we have to be graceful with ourselves and with our bodies. We might eat 5 Oreos, in 6 seconds. And it's okay. It's okay to fall off the wagon sometimes, but just as long as you get back up and you have a will to, I feel terrible about that. Like you have some sorts of conviction, that you have a will to change it. And so I think that's one of the most important things to me. I think with starting a health journey or continuing to walk on the health journey is just know it's not an overnight process, and it's going to be some days that you just don't feel like working out, and you're not going to go to the gym. I'm guilty myself there. I haven't been in a couple of weeks. I see some of y'all watching are my gym buddies, and it's okay. It's okay. It's just getting back up and getting back there, that's why we need these resets, because just like anything, just like my Wi-Fi has been spotty, everything needs a reboot. Just like you go and click the reset button on your router to get all those wires back on one accord, that's exactly how the body works. Like there's always time to make it right, and we can always press that reset button. So
I agree. Can I add this one thing? Sometimes we think that we have to diet, and I'm one of those people that I can't diet because I have that. It's just a stigma of what it says. But what I've learned is when I do things in moderation, that works so much better for me. And so with that moderation, it is changing some of the things where I wasn't buying the chips, but I was buying because I used to never like carrots, but I do like carrots now. And it's just interesting how when you set your mind to something, and also prayer, because prayer does change things. And when you have a desire in your heart, God will help you with those things. And then you have that willpower and you go ahead and you continue to go. Um, I'm one where, and you reminded me that with the 6 Oreo cookies, because I like Oreo cookies too. But I would, where, you know what, if I had a sweet on this day, these days I'm not going to do anything sweet. And I'll just do my vegetables or I'll do my fruit and those fruits that I really like. So it's starting, again, we can start off small and we can build on it. And that might be the way that some people go. I just know for me, and just sharing it personally, that's how I'm able to make my lifestyle changes and able to make those habits stick. And then also having someone, a personal accountability person, because I heard you with the people that you go to the gym with. So it can be somebody at your job that you go walk together. Because sometimes when you just have one person that's going to help you, and if you feel like you're falling off or whatever it is, that one person can help you to get back on track. So that's another important piece, to have someone in your corner.
And just
Yes,
to piggyback
everybody.
off of her, oh, my bad. So just to kind of piggyback off of her, like when it comes to your lifestyle change, it's not a race; it's a marathon. So things are not going to happen immediately as you will want it to. You have the rest of your life to get these things right. So it's going to take some time because it took time for your body to get in the state. So you definitely need to give your body that same time for it to get back to where it needs to be. So when definitely give yourself grace if you're trying to make these lifestyle changes. I've been on this journey for the last 5 years after I had my daughter. So it definitely takes some time, but eventually it would just click. Just keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. You fall off, dust yourself. Keep going. Keep going forward.
And it's progression, not perfection, guys, with everything. Everything is about progress. Any day that you do more than you did yesterday, that's a win. Whether you can see it or not, or whether somebody
Mm-hmm.
compliments it or somebody notices or not, progression and not perfection.
Well, and
Yeah.
be open to try new things. I hear a lot of Black women say, well, I don't eat this, I don't eat that, or I don't do that. Um, just be open. Growing up, I didn't eat broccoli. We didn't eat it. Um, but I eat it now. I didn't eat cauliflower. Like, really? Like, who ate cauliflower? I mean, I'm from the South. I mean, I didn't eat that. Now love it. So, I mean, I'm just saying being open to new things, like, just, and again, getting the word, I like that you mentioned getting the word diet out. So when I use the word diet, that just means what you eat. It's not, being on a diet. I think we should get that out of our vocabulary, that phrase, because it really should be lifestyle modifications. And it's just, making little changes every day. And it does work. I mean, habits are habitual. I know you can't use the same word as definition, but it is. I mean, you just have to just start somewhere and do it. And it doesn't mean that you take everything away. So when you're doing lifestyle modifications, that means, yes, you're going to eat some Oreos. Yes, you're going to have some banana pudding. Yes, you're going to have some pound cake. Because again, it's lifestyle modifications, but you can't eat pound cake every day. You can't have fried shrimp every day. So again, it's lifestyle modifications, with the bulk of what we're putting in our body, making sure it's the fuel that we need.
Oh, that is beautiful. Put in the comment section lifestyle modifications. Listen, what I hear the panel saying is if you don't discipline yourself, your body will do it for you. If you don't discipline yourself, your body will do it for you. And I also heard this conversation around mindset because it is everything starts in your mind. And we saw one of our audience, our viewers said it's a struggle to get back. You all can talk a little bit. I know y'all said it's been a journey. You didn't get here overnight, so you're not coming out overnight. But what has been the main struggles of people trying to get back on track? Like, what have you all seen? What have you heard? Because somebody out there is probably like, yeah, I heard that. I got the motivation. I heard 7 to 9 minutes. I've heard 5 minutes. I've heard drink water. But they're still struggling to get back on track. What's that thing that's going to help them turn the corner?
Well, I'll give my personal testimony. I have lupus, and there was a point in my life that I was walking like an 80-year-old woman,
Mm,
and um, and I just wasn't doing well. I had a young baby. I could barely comb her hair because my joints hurt so bad. I could barely make a fist, could barely walk.
wow.
And my lupus even got to a point that I was ICU sick, almost left this world. So, what I try to do is to teach patients that you don't want an illness to make you do right.
Ooh,
So, we've been talking about prevention. So, you don't want to have a disease to make you change your mind. So
mm,
the reason I volunteer my time to talk on panels like this, or to speak out in the community, or to write a column, is because I don't want you to be in the ICU like me.
wow.
So again, you got to want to live. So when you wake up in the morning and that God has graced you with another day and has shown you mercy with another day, you want to live. And that's what I said. I'm like, God, thank you for keeping me and allowing me to live. So what changes can I make so that I don't have to pump my body with a whole bunch of nasty medicines to live? And that's when I made those changes. I stopped eating red meat. I stopped eating pork. I made it a commitment to exercise more, to try to get more sleep because I was like running on all ends.
Wow.
And I said, I got to make some changes. And have I fallen off here and there? Absolutely. I mean, I gained COVID weight like everybody else, you know, I'm now, I'm a woman of a certain age. So I have my own personal summers. And so what I've learned in that process is that sugar causes those things to be worse, like those hot flashes. And I love sugar. And so that's a struggle for me. So it's one of those things that I have to really work on that. So you have to find, what is your why? What is your why? Is your why that I want to see my grandkids? I want to be at their wedding, and I don't want them rolling me in a wheelchair at the wedding. I want to be one of those grandmas that walk in and the people say, "Girl, is that your grandma?" And you be like, "Yes, yes, yes." So, what is your why? And when you figure out that why, you're going to work toward it.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. 80 additions, getting back on track. That why is, I mean, that's beautiful. That's what's gonna drive you.
I think that was, I want to say thank you definitely for sharing your testimony, because that was just very profound.
Yeah.
And I love how you said, what is our why? Because I think we need to think about in a whole lot of things. Um, for me, it's how can I be healthy inside and out? Because it all relates, all together. And my thing is, God has each and every one of us here for a purpose, and to be able to walk in my purpose. And how am I able to walk truly in the purpose that He has for me if I'm not doing right with taking care of myself? Um, what and that's physically and emotionally, and all those different type of ways. And like I said, is we can get started today, because the day is not over until you lay down and go to bed. But just like we can say, in 2 weeks I'll see you at that time to get my hair done or my haircut or whatever. It's that
Mm.
type of commitment. On this day, this is what I'm going to start. And again, you can start at your 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and work yourself up. Cardio is so very important, and sometimes we don't think about, but we also need to work on those muscles too, and building that muscle mass, which will help with the fat that we have in our body as well. So it's so many different things that we can do. And again, even thinking about if you want to have an accountability partner, and if you don't, you always have an accountability partner in God. So, when you say, Lord, this is what I'm going to do, just like we want God to keep His promises that He told us, the stuff He's going to do, that's something I feel for me. Okay, God, I made this commitment, and it pushes me to go ahead and do what I said that I was going to do.
That is beautiful. So it starts with a decision, is what I hear y'all saying. You had to make a decision, and your why is what drive you. You had powerful testimony, Dr. Hooks Anderson. We really appreciate your transparency. And so does some of the viewers out there appreciate the transparency. So then this last question, this is for everyone on the screen, because we've given out a lot of information, and we know if information could change everybody, we all would be transformed. Right? If everybody started applying everything we knew, we all would be different. Unfortunately, many of us struggle with execution and really implementing, really taking knowledge and application. So how can you encourage the people through your industry lens to really start applying, taking what you heard from the screen and put it into practical steps of actually living it out, so that they can really start seeing some transformation in their lives, not comparing themselves to anyone else, not looking at anyone else's journey and saying I need to be where they are, but how can they look where they are and start with where they are? And I know we've kind of hit on it at several points of this conversation, but as we think about this last one, and we'll open the floor, we'll open the comment sections for questions as well. If you all have questions, please go ahead and put them in there. But this is our last question for the panel, and it's regarding just execution and getting to a place where I come just from being stuck to actually being able to really live this out and start applying it. So we can start with you, Dr. Howard. Every time I start, she's not stuck.
Okay. So I think basically, like, basically, like off the last question, I think it mainly starts with just having a will. You have to want to do the work because nobody else can do the work for you at the end of the day. It has to be a conscious decision that we make. So you have to first have the will. And then, secondly, I would just say setting realistic goals and expectations for yourself. Not thinking that I'm going to lose 30 pounds in a week. It has to be something realistic. And something that I love to tell people, and I love to write things down, because to me, writing things down is like a signature to me. When I write it down, that's my bond. Like, if I write it, if I say I'm going to do it, writing the vision to God, I have to do it. So I have 1,000 post-it notes on my bathroom mirror right now, because these are promises that I've made to myself and to God. So it kind of it writing it down and seeing it physically, it just impacts me in a way that it's like, okay, I have to do this. It's not an option anymore. I said I was going to do it, and I have to do it. Um, Another thing I would just say is to pray. We can't do it all on our own. We have to go to God for some things, and we cannot do it alone. We have to hit the floor sometimes and seek Him for strength, wisdom, discernment. All of these things are things that we need on this journey of health. Um, so that would be what I say. And to remember, it's like Dr. Hooks Anderson and myself have been saying, it's about lifestyle modifications. A lot of my patients come to me and they say that they don't want to be on drugs, they don't want to be on pills. So you have to do the work. If you don't want to do this, you don't want to take medicines for the long haul. Most people have, if you get ahead of the problem, you have the opportunity to not have to go that route for most pre-existing health conditions. So you have to do the work, and it has to be you know something that you desire to do. What else? I think that might be it. I think that might be it, guys. Somebody else can speak.
I just want to piggyback off of what you said, because I think that those are definitely great points. And when you talked about writing it down, I'm one where journaling really helps me. And especially like when I have a lot of things that's on my mind and I need to get it off and I need to get it in a place. And what I tend to find that I write my letters to God about the things that I'm actually going through and where I need Him to help me. But the beautiful thing about it is, like, she has her sticky notes, whether you have a journal, you come back around and write whatever that accomplishment. Like when we ask God and we pray about things, and God answers that prayer. And the things that I share with people is going back and on this date, and this is exactly what God did, because it does something and it encourages you, it inspires you to go ahead and to keep going, because we have those days where we might have a setback or we may be discouraged. Trying not to get on the scale every day to see how many pounds that you have lost, because I used to do that too. But I just find it's just those, it's a small win in it. And then it's also, picking that date. So even throughout our whole conversation, so I have already picked my date of when I want to start working out since 4 o'clock. And so I've already made the commitment to myself, because I know that tomorrow I travel and I'll be on travel this upcoming week. And I just said, on the 25th, on that Monday, I can start, because in my complex, we have a gym room. I don't even have to pay to go to a gym, but I don't even use it. But that's where, okay, God, this is what I'm going to do. And I'll be writing it down. And that's where I have to hold myself accountable. So sometimes it is just making that commitment, picking that date, journaling, and then coming back. And you'll find that niche, what's of how you can, because everybody can get started. There's not a nobody that can't. It's really up to you, but it's just finding your ways. And as you look at how you kind of cope and do things, it may be telling that one friend, hey, hope that accountability partner, or maybe the journal, it may be the writing, but whatever it is, I would just say it's important to start.
Exactly.
Another thing you can do, it can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. One thing I've done, especially in my journey, a part of the group that I'm a part of, and also Pamela Davis is, called E2M. We do picture journaling, and that's just more so, if we don't have those people that can hold us accountable, we can at least hold ourselves accountable. So you can do just a daily picture of yourself, just to hold yourself accountable, to saying that, okay, I did this today, so let me take a picture as proof that you held yourself accountable that day. Because on the days when you can't get a hold of nobody, you need to at least hold yourself to that. So that's definitely one thing you can add into. And also just find your tribe, find your group of people who are on the same mindset as you, so you can hold each other accountable throughout your journeys as well. Because there will be some days where you don't, even the top athletes have their days too, and they have that person to kind of help push them along the way. So find your tribe. If you don't write it down, do some picture journaling. At least you have some record of that, because those pictures go a long way. Because a year from now, you may not look like the same person that you did before. So it's important to keep up with those things, other than just tracking the scale, and to keep yourself accountable as well.
Beautiful. Dr. Hooks Anderson, any last thoughts from you too? I know you said a mouthful.
I think these ladies covered it.
All right, beautiful. You all, you have been given some amazing gems and nuggets and a wealth of information and encouragement from this amazing panel. Give them a clap, 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 clap in the comment section. They are phenomenal. Could you all please tell our audience where they can find you on social media, if you are, wherever platforms you're on, so they can find you? If they do have any questions, we don't have any right now, but if they come up, I will. Direct them to you all. But can you all start from the top of my screen? Um, Dr. Stewart, you're first, then Holland, and then Hooks Anderson, and then Chavette.
So you can definitely find me on Proficient Chiropractic, and you can find that on Facebook and also Instagram. I'm pretty much over the pages, so if you have any questions, you can definitely inbox us, and we'll be happy to get back in touch with you with all your questions. So Proficient Chiropractic on Facebook and Instagram is where you can find me and all my other colleagues.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Stewart. Dr. Holland.
Hi. Okay, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. My name is Holland Noel, Noelle, and I'm also on Instagram. My Instagram name is Dr.Holland_Noel, Noelle.
Thank you. Shavetta.
I would say I'm on Facebook, and it's Shavetta, SHA, V as in Victor, EETTA, and my last name is Williams. Um, you'll see me on Instagram, and I don't get on there. Facebook, a lot of just posting prayers, and I'm not on there as much. But if you inbox me, I will return it. Then also you can email me too, and it's shavetta.williams@yahoo.com. So whatever I can do to help, or get in touch with Pam, and she can get in touch with me too.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Hooks Anderson.
Guys, I'm at St. Louis University School of Medicine. You can reach me that way. I am on Facebook. My name, should be able to find me there. And I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. Again, that hyphenated name, you should be able to find me.
Thank you so much. We will have another minute to see if any questions come about. But ladies, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for pushing us and challenging us to really listen to our bodies and do what we need to do to be preventative, to be strong, and to honor the body that the Lord has given us. Because at the end of the day, it really is His, and we should really, really take care of it like we take care of everything else externally. So I appreciate everything that you have given us today. So ladies saying thanks for the encouragement. Oh, of course. That's what we're here for. We appreciate all that you do. And thank you so much for being who you are. We need it. So, yeah.
Precious, thank you for moderating. You did a phenomenal job.
Oh, thank you. I love this a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you did.
Very natural.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't see anything else, you all. Well, thank you all so much. You are free to go and enjoy the rest of the evening that you have left of it. Everybody else who is watching, we do have a giveaway from Mrs. Lynn Candles of Affirmation. Oh my goodness, Tracy and her lovely business. We're going to go ahead and put that video up. We have a giveaway, so please check the video out. There it is. The Reset Takeover giveaway. Follow Queen of Resilience. Follow Miss Lynn's Candles of Affirmation.